Number one.
Of course.
The Rise of Skywalker.
Yep.
I loved it. That's it. Thanks. Good night.
Look, I really enjoyed it as well.
Yes,
I did.
thank
I'm
God
a
for that.
huge fan of it. I think, it's been around, so 2 weeks on the chart, £39.4 million. So compared to The Last Jedi, it's not doing Last Jedi business. Last Jedi was over 50 million at this point in its run. And I think that's purely because of Star Wars fatigue. There have been a lot of Star Wars films around. People kind of feel that the trilogy's rounding itself off and we're kind of done with it for now. But I thought it was an incredibly charming and rousing ending. And I think you have to think, where was this story left at the end of The Last Jedi? What was it possible to do that felt like a culmination of the entire franchise, but with where the pieces remained? And goodness, I think The Last Jedi was a tremendous film. By far the best of the new three, I think, or the new trilogy. In fact, the new five, if we're going to rope in the kind of sideways prequel ones as well. But you end that film with the big baddie, or essentially, we can do Last Jedi spoilers, right? Surely this was 2 years ago.
Oh, I feel really anxious about that. No, we're getting
no.
shakes.
Don't. Okay. Well, let's just say the way
ending.
The way that story ends requires you to bring back some fundamental base level evil that is at least recognised from earlier in the franchise. It didn't necessarily have to be in the body, in the personal form of the... This is
hard. Should we just read some correspondence?
Let's just do some correspondence. Okay. But look, I thought, given where the franchise had reached, given where it had to get to, this does such an elegant and intensely entertaining job of getting it from where it was to where it had to be. And I think people get so caught up in their personal expectations of what this franchise has to do, because, you kind of see... The great thing about Star Wars for me as a kid is that you see incidental characters kind of ambling around in the background at the cantina or wherever. And you think, I want to know more about this guy.
Yeah.
And through watching lots of long-form TV like Game of Thrones, for example, if you have something that's running to 6 or 7 series and you've got 10-hour-long episodes in every series, those projects exhaust those narrative possibilities. They'll say, oh yeah, remember that guy? Well, we are going to tell you his entire life story.
Yeah.
Here's how it goes. But if you're dealing with a trilogy of 3 standalone films, particularly ones that are written on the hoof, this is not a great big story that's been planned out from the start. Like the original trilogy, this is something that's happened movie to movie. You have to pick and choose what you're going to do. And so to not tell a new story with Rose Tico in Rise of Skywalker. Now, I love Rose Tico in The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
But that's not a snub, and it's a storytelling choice, but it's not a snub and it's not a plot hole. We're not sort of obliged to learn more about that character. She's had a brilliant standalone arc in the second film.
Absolutely.
And that's essentially ultimately now who that character is.
Where they needed to wrap everything up.
Yeah,
this is how we're able to involve her.
I would have loved to have seen more from her.
Totally.
I don't think there's space in the film for another story to involve her in, and I don't think she feels like she's missing from the main story. Clearly J.J. Abrams loves those 3 main characters, Rey, Finn and Poe.
Yeah.
That's who he wants to spend his time with. I don't think there's a rose-shaped hole in that space.
No. Did you spot John Williams?
No.
John Williams was the barman in one of the bar scenes. There you go.
Nice.
The only Star Wars film he's appeared in.